With Helloween hitting the road this fall to celebrate not just the 40th anniversary of Helloween, but also their brand new studio album, Giants and Monsters. We love making set lists. I thought this was such a cool concept. I wanted to go make my set list for what I believe the 40th anniversary Helloween setlist could be. Since Helloween will be on the road with Beast in Black, I made the setlist a little bit shorter than what we saw in 2018, but a little bit longer than what we saw in 2023. So, enough dawdling, let's get right into it. I want to start the show with something important, something that would have Kai, Andy, and Michael all singing at the same time. And I thought that song had to be Starlight. One of the earliest Helloween songs, depending on what version of the Walls of Jericho album you got, the opening track to the album. Helloween has opened their shows with this, and it's been a long time since they've done it, but it'd be cool to hear all three singers go at the same time. After that, I wanted to break into something that both Andy and Michael could sing together, and I thought a really good song for this would be Dr. Steen. Helloween played Dr. Steen second in the setlist back in 2017-2018. It's short, fans love it, and I think it's a good transition from Starlight. After Dr. Steen, Helloween comes out with one of the singles. I think it's going to be A Little Is a Little Too Much. This song has absolutely grown on me, and I think it's going to be very, very likely that it's going to be played. It's one of the singles that has both Andy and Michael singing in it. It's not too long, and I think it's done fairly well with fans so far. It can be a little bit of a risk having a mid-tempo song really early in the set, but it lines itself up really well to have Eagle Fly Free come on after it. Eagle Fly Free is one of the show's staples and probably one of the best Helloween songs ever written. So at this point, Andy takes a break. Kieske does Eagle Fly Free by himself. Marcus gets his bass solo. Everyone's happy. But right after Eagle Fly Free, we go to one of the weirdo songs. A month or two after announcing the tour, Sasha actually went on Instagram and asked people what they wanted to hear. The band being around for 40 years, there's a lot of songs out there, so Helloween actually set up a website asking fans what they wanted to hear. And I saw a lot of the same songs come up a few times, but one of the Michael Kieske era songs that come up a few times was Twilight of the Gods. I think this song is so overdue at this point. Having Michael Kieske back in the band and not playing Twilight of the Gods is crazy. It's the only Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1 song they have not played yet with Michael in the band, and people have been asking for it. So I think this is the perfect tour to pull it back out. After Twilight of the Gods, Michael takes a little break, Andy comes back out, and plays a song Helloween hasn't played in almost 10 years, being Battles Won. It may not be everyone's favorite song, but it's one of the best songs off the God-Given Right album. And again, it's been almost 10 years since anything from God-Given Right has been played. It may not be everyone's favorite album, but I do think it is absolutely worth playing. After Battles Won, Andy stays on the stage, and they pull out Giants on the Run. Being the opening track to the album, I think there's been a few people saying it should be the opening track to the show, but since Michael Kieske's not on it, I don't think it should have that place. It is a cool song, a little bit cheesy. A cool song nonetheless. It's a Andy Kai song, which is brand new for Helloween. Frankly, I think that duo came from a show that Helloween did in Germany last year, maybe the year before that, where Michael was sick, so Andy and Kai did the show all themselves, and it actually made for a really cool duo between the two of them. So not surprising at all to see those two doing a song together without Michael on the new album, and I think it absolutely deserves to be played live. After that, Giants on the Run ends, Andy goes off stage, Michael comes back on stage, and they play a song that I think they missed out on the last tour, being Out for the Glory. This was the one song off the Helloween album where a lot of people were asking why it wasn't played. It was one of the singles on the album, it's got its own music video, and it's generally one of the strongest songs on the album. It's weird it didn't get played, and I think this is a great chance to do it. After Out for the Glory, Kieske goes off stage, it's just Kai, and Kai pulls out Ride to the Sky. Now, a couple of years ago, I actually had the absolute privilege of sitting down with Kai Hansen and actually doing an interview with him. But right before that, I did get to sit down with him for about an hour and just chit-chat. One of the things Kai said was he was pretty overdoing the Kai Hansen Walls of Jericho medleys, and he just wanted to do full songs from the album. I'm not saying that is guaranteed. This is a conversation we had like 2.5 years ago, but I do know that's kind of what he wants right now. So, Ride to the Sky, going to Heavy Metal's The Law, which I say that because Danny's actually been practicing it for this tour. During the end of Heavy Metal's Law, pull out Andy and Michael again, and then give Kai a break, dial it back a little bit, and play A Tale That Wasn't Right. Possibly one of the best power metal ballads of all time, and a show essential for Helloween. Have it be primarily Michael Kieske, pull out Andy at the end just for a little extra vocals. And then when the song ends and it all goes quiet, you play Helloween. Masquerade, masquerade, wrap your mask in It's actually been 20 years since Helloween has played Helloween in the middle of a set. So I think doing it here, at least for the first show, no one would see it coming at this point, and it would blow everyone's mind to have that song played right after a ballad. And of course, have Michael and Andy on the stage at the same time. After Helloween, stage goes dark for a little bit, and then pull out Giants. Now this may be the controversial entry because I know this album has a little bit of rough history with Helloween, and frankly, it's not everyone's favorite album. But I stand by Giants is an awesome song, and it's one of the very few 90s Kieske material which both Andy and Kieske have sung. And since there's been technically three tours with this lineup and no Chameleon songs have been played yet, I think now's the time. After Giants, Andy walks off stage, it's just Michael, and they play one song they haven't played since the early 90s, being Someone's Crying. One of the highest energy songs off the Pink Bubbles Go Ape album, frankly one of the best songs off the album. Very high energy, awesome solos, fast guitar, a lot of intensive drums. It would be awesome to hear that live. After Someone's Crying, Michael walks off stage, Andy comes back on to play Before the War. Much like Battles 1, Before the War has been played in 9 years. It was actually the Encore opener for the God-Given Right tour, which is a awesome move, and I think it's due time that it comes back. After Before the War, everyone back on stage for Majestic. I think Majestic is a brilliant album closer off the new Helloween album, and I think it would be super cool to hear it be played live. It gives me Chameleon vibes, it gives me Keeper of the Seven Keys vibes, it gives me vibes of the 2000s albums. It's such a cool song that just melts all of Helloween together. After Majestic, a show staple, and they play Power. I'd have this one be primarily Andy, but much like what we did with A Tale That Wasn't Right, pull out Kieske at the end, do some vocals together because he has come out on stage for Power before. And as we know, Kieske is indeed willing to do some Andy songs live. But Power ends, Kieske's on stage with Andy, and they break into Future World. This one I'd have Andy and Kieske do together, and I'd also use this to close off the main set. I know for the past couple tours they've been using How Many Tears, which is a brilliant song, don't get me wrong, I was so happy to hear it live back in 2018 and 2023. But I got to hear it, and frankly everyone else has got to hear it. I wouldn't hate if it got dropped for this tour. But they play Future World, they all go off stage goes dark for a bit, and over the PA they start King for 1,000 Years. This is what I would do either one or two ways. One, have both Andy and Kesey on stage singing King for 1,000 Years the whole time, or do what they did back in 2018 during Keeper of the Seven Keys, and have Andy primarily sing it himself, but during the second half of the song, have Kesey come out in this case, and then do the rest of the song together. Also, it's been like 17 years since King for 1,000 Years has actually been played live, which is a crazy thing to think about. So once again, it's very much due to come back. After King for 1,000 Years, Andy goes off stage, Kesey stays on, and they play Universe. I found Universe to be a tricky song to get in the set because I wanted to make sure it's in the set because it's generally one of the best songs off the new album, but something about having it in the encore just felt right. It's a little bit long song to have a solo singer on it, but they did technically do that on the 2018 tour, having both Eagle Fly Free and Future World played just by Michael in the encores, so it's not too crazy. And of course, the moment they're done Universe, Andy walks back on stage, they break into I Want Out, an extended I Want Out, and wrap up the show. I Want Out's an absolute given. It's one of the fan favorites. It is the best performing single they've ever had. You know it's gonna get played live. So that is my Helloween 40th anniversary tour set list. And as always, I want to know, what do you think? Do you like my set list? But I always want to know what your set list would look like. But if you don't want to write out a whole 20 whatever song set list, name your top 5 songs you want to hear. I love reading these comments. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe, enjoy what you've seen. I tend to post a couple times a week, and I'll see you later.